During the years of peace following the Great Plastic War, trade between nations resumed cautiously. One of the most curious outcomes of this period was the widespread presence of green-modeled tanks within the Orange Empire. Despite the Oranges already possessing their own armored designs. The reason? Lay in nothing more than plasticite. The Orange Empire possessed vast reserves of the precious resource, far exceeding its own industrial needs. Recognizing its strategic value, Orange leaders negotiated trade agreements with multiple nations. As investment money poured in, several governments formalized these arrangements by creating plasticite companies, tasked with overseeing extraction, refinement, and export. But not everyone benefited from this sudden industrial expansion. Nomadic Orange tribes, displaced from ancestral lands by expanding mines and rail corridors, united into a resistance movement known as the Ashen Crescent Rebellion. Their attacks on mining convoys and refineries began to seriously disrupt plasticite production. Alarmed, the plasticite companies pressured their sponsoring governments to intervene militarily. Unwilling to lose access to plasticite, the Greens stepped in. Rather than deploying troops directly, the Green government supplied the Orange Empire and select plasticite companies with Stuart light tanks and other green-modeled vehicles to guard mines, rail lines, and processing facilities. The intent was protection, not conquest. This move drew immediate protest from the Sakura Empire, an ally of the Oranges and a major consumer of plasticite. Sakura diplomats objected to the Greens arming the region without consultation. The Greens ignored the protest entirely. With the new tanks, Orange forces successfully contained the Ashen Crescent rebels. Plasticite production resumed at full capacity. To ensure uninterrupted output, the Greens dispatched engineers and mechanics to maintain the vehicles and train Orange crews. They also assisted the Oranges in improving their domestic armored design. That assistance had consequences. Over time, Orange industrial firms began molding their own copies of Stuart-style tanks, alongside original Orange vehicles. These tanks were sold domestically and in limited quantities to both Green and Orange buyers. Concerns were raised within Green political circles about the growing power of these companies, but those concerns were dismissed as long as plasticite continued to flow. And it continued to flow. That balance collapsed when the Tan Republic invaded the Green Nation. Tan naval raids severed Green merchant routes, cutting off shipments to and from the Orange Empire. Trade became dangerous and unreliable. Behind closed doors, the Oranges entered secret negotiations with the Tan Republic. Tan engineers supplied molds and technical guidance for Panzer-style tank designs. Despite this shift, the Oranges retained and continue operating their existing green-modeled tanks. At the same time, Orange factories began producing fully indigenous designs, including the M11/39, M13/40, and M14/41 series. Even so, foreign-made and foreign-inspired tanks remain common in Orange service due to their reliability and existing logistics. Thus, the presence of green-model tanks in Orange ranks was not an accident of war, but the legacy of trade, resource politics, and a peace that quietly armed. The next conflict.